basically, it's like you said, being an au pair is not being a maid, right? It's more of a cultural experience. But from my point of view, I became a maid.
What were you expected to do?
I was cleaning for the whole. I advised my sister, but don't go for people of color, go for white family. And because I initially signed a 2-year contract, but my 2-year contract ended in 5.5 months.
Wow.
You said it before. Hey, stop that.
Hi guys. So today I have the beautiful nurse Belinda here. So I know she's from South Africa, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, we are the first South African on my channel. It's good to have you here.
Thank
so
you.
She has quite an interesting story. She moved from South Africa to the UK a couple of years back as an au pair. And then she was an au pair for a while. Then she started nursing school. And then she became a nurse in the UK. And then now she's on her journey to become a doctor in the UK as well. So I'm going to have 2 videos with Nurse Belinda. If you're watching this, that means I'm going to post her medicine journey as well, or maybe it's already on the channel so you can check it out. I know all this because I watch her videos on YouTube. Yes, because she has quite an interesting channel, very educative. She's called Nurse Belinda on YouTube. I'll post a screenshot here. I'll leave a link in the description so you can head over and then subscribe and watch all the very educative and informative videos that she has, especially for those that want to come to the UK as an au pair, and for those that are nurses, and for those that are nurses and want to embark on, becoming a medical doctor in the UK. You have quite an interesting journey. And from the little that I know, I can say that you're somebody that's very, what's the word? You're forceful, you're ambitious, and then whatever you set your mind to, you get it. You're a go-getter. That's all I can see from the videos I've watched so far, and that's so admirable. I'm so happy to have you. And by the way, you are so beautiful. When I saw your Instagram, I'm like, oh my god, when you were going to sign, I think your engagement or whatever,
my wedding,
the dress and everything. Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
So welcome to my channel. Today, I don't want it to be so long. You came to the UK as an au pair in which year?
2015. I came as soon as I finished high school. 2015 January, I was here in the UK.
How did you even hear of au pair? Because do you know, I only heard about au pair maybe 4 years ago when I first came to the UK. It's not something I knew of. I was like, what was it? So even when the person said, I had to Google it to see what it was. How did you first hear of au pair, the whole thing?
So basically, my sister's friend, she went to America as an au pair back in 2013. So when I heard about it, I thought, okay, let me start my application process. So I basically started it ending of 2014 because I finished high school in South Africa in 2014. And then in January 2015, I was here already.
Wow. So for those who don't know who an au pair is, I already have a video on it. But Nurse Belinda, can you briefly tell us who an au pair is? Okay.
So the definition for au pair is like sort of a nanny, but not really. It's more of a cultural experience, they say. So basically allowing people to go to different countries, basically to learn the culture. But yeah, you're taking care of the children and you literally living with the host and the whole family, basically. So you technically become, or supposedly supposed to become, part of that family.
Yeah, so it's basically a foreign person moving into another country to live with a family known as the host family, where you become part of their family, and then you help them take care of their kids. You are not a maid, you are not a nanny. It's just you helping them take care of their kids, temporarily. And because you're part of the family, they don't give you a salary. They just give you pocket money at the end of every week. And the main purpose is for you to come into that country to learn the culture and learn the language or whatever. So how did you find your host family from South Africa?
So I obviously used a website called AUPAIR World. I created a profile for myself, and then afterwards I went ahead and communicated with them. So my host family actually is from South Africa.
Okay.
So they already no, and that's where we're still going to get into it because it was messy. Okay, so basically they from South Africa. So I thought, okay, I'm from South Africa, they's from South Africa, so automatically it should be an easy transition. However, that was not the case. So anyway, we got talking, and they really, really wanted an au pair like ASAP. So that's why it took me just like less than 5 weeks actually from the time I started communicating with them to enter the
Wow.
UK. Yeah. Because I applied the first week of December, and literally on the 10th of January 2015, I was in the UK. So
Wow.
literally, yeah, so quick. So they were even willing to pay for my ticket,
I
and all of that. But
yeah.
I didn't opt out for them paying for my flight ticket. I let my parents do that for me, just because in case I want to leave, I don't own them anything, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Wow. So you searched on Au Pair World, and then you found a South African host family in the UK. You communicated with them, they loved you, and you arranged, and then you came.
Yeah.
What was the visa process like? What documents do you actually need to prove that you're coming to work as an au pair?
So basically, it depends, because like I said in one of my videos, you can come as a student, like with a student visa. But obviously, prior to coming to a student visa, you need to have applied to a college or university full time, shown that you've got the adequate funding for it prior to being approved for student visa. So I would relatively say student, especially here in the UK, the easiest route to come is through a student visa.
Okay. Okay. So did you come as a student then?
Well, I supposed to come as a student. I was supposed to start my access course to nursing in September of 2015. However, that didn't happen. So I started working as an au pair, and then later on had to apply for the year of 2016.
So when you were coming from South Africa, were you coming as a student stroke au pair, or you were coming as an au pair?
As an au pair.
Just an au pair.
Yeah.
So what documents did you need at the time? Because you were not coming as a student stroke au pair. You were only coming as au pair. So what documents did you need at the time for the visa process?
So because I've got dual citizenship already, I've got a Swiss passport and a South African passport. So I used my Swiss passport to enter the UK.
Okay.
So basically for me, there wasn't any sort of visa processing until I started becoming actually a student.
Oh, okay. Okay. So your case is totally different. Yeah. But guys, if you're interested to know the various routes that you can come to the UK to work as an au pair, I have a video on that. I'll leave the link here as well. And I'll leave Belinda's videos, the links to Belinda's videos on her au pair journey as well in the description. You can head over and then watch and then get all the information. So you came, and how was the reception like, when you first came to the UK to be an au pair?
Oh my goodness, what a nightmare. I remember landing in Manchester, because I had to go to Manchester. I remember landing, as much as in South Africa we speak English, but the English is so different here, isn't it, with the accent and all. And I was only 18 at that time when I came, so there wasn't much. But anyway, when I got to the airport, they welcomed me, it was nice and all of that. And when I got to their house, obviously they ran me through what I need to do as an au pair. And I started actually the following day, because I landed on Sunday and Monday was the day the boy went back to school. So I actually started literally the following day. So it was all right. What I'm saying? It was the basic thing. My main focus was on the child and nothing else at that point in time when I started, according to my contract. But however, things changed along the way. Do you know what I mean? So
what changed?
Basically, it's like you said, being an au pair is not being a maid, right? It's more of a cultural experience. But from my point of view, I became a maid.
What were you expected to do?
I was cleaning for the whole family. I was cooking for the whole family. I was doing the family's whole washing. And yeah, that's what it was. That's how it became. And that's why I left my au pair, because I initially signed a 2-year contract, but my 2-year contract ended in 5.5 months.
Wow. So did you have to pay them some money to leave? What was the contract like if you had to leave before the contract ends?
So my contract didn't say anything. They were being a bit funny with me, because I said to them that I've got a job now, I am leaving. And they were shocked, obviously, because I didn't tell them that I was looking for a job, because I knew if I tell them I'm going to look for jobs, they could be funny to some extent. So I went ahead and applied for a job, did my NI and all of that. So the husband, he was like, well, you need to give us at least 4 weeks notice, which I thought, you know what, I'll give them the 4 weeks notice, and that's it. And I left.
Wow. So you didn't have to pay any money or anything like that?
No, because everything that all the money coming and all the whole processing was on my funding. So it wasn't the host that funded me. So I didn't need to pay them anything.
And how much were they paying you per week as an au pair?
They were paying me £70 per week.
Wow.
£280 a month. Yeah.
Wow. So you did not have a pleasant au pair experience. You did not have.
No, I wouldn't say I had a pleasant au pair experience, because I've had friends who did au pair and they would be touring with the family. Anywhere the family goes, they would be going, you know. For me, my contract stipulated that I work Monday to Friday. However, I ended up working Saturday, Sunday with no extra pay, you know, for the times that I did. So technically, if you think about it, it's like they were paying me £10 per day, really, because I was working Monday to Sunday.
They were really using you, Belinda. Wow. But this is not to say that everybody's au pair journey will be like yours.
No.
Because I'm sure that if your sister's friend did not have a pleasant au pair experience, you wouldn't have even had the interest to become an au pair as well, right?
No.
That means, and then do you know of people that had a pleasant au pair experience?
My sister. Because my sister came 2 years after I came.
Okay.
And this is what I was saying, like, as much as I'm a person of color and I said, okay, I'm going to choose a host as a person of color, I advised my sister, but don't go for people of color, go for white family. And she did. And she had the best au pair experience ever. You know, she worked 4 days a week only. They paid £150 a week. Most of the time she was actually here by me rather than where she was supposed to be, because they gave her time off. When the family went on vacation, they took her along with them, you know. So she really had the best, you know, experience. Even when she left, the host even gave her a reference for a job. So, you know, it was a really good experience. And up to today, they still communicate, you know.
Wow. So that means everybody's au pair journey will be different. But I feel like you had that kind of experience because, you know, sometimes when, you know, people are from your home country, you feel like, sometimes you feel like, oh, you can take advantage of them, you know, because, oh, you know, there's not much, you know. So I feel like, yeah, maybe go with a white family. Our people can be some way sometimes. Wow. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to embark on this journey now? Yeah.
If I had to give advice to anybody, I would say do your research firstly on the country. Okay. Because what people don't understand is you can use au pair as a stepping stone to get into the country and actually stay in that country and not go back. Yeah. I have a friend of mine who recently started her au pair and she was saying Italy. She wants to go to Italy. I said, listen, don't go to Italy because there's nothing happening in Italy like in regards to opportunity wise, right? So she has started her application to go to the US. She's just waiting for her visa now to come through. So she's going to go and do that. And I said to her, in the US, they have community colleges, which allow international students to come and study. I said, you can liaise with the family and you can actually go and do a course. I said, I advised her to do a healthcare course because, you know, with healthcare, you can always find a job, isn't it? So I said, after that, when your contract is finished, you can actually find a visa and actually stay and work. So I would advise anybody who is looking at doing au pair to just look at what is their long-term plans. You know, like, do they want to do au pair and go back to their country, or do they want to do au pair and actually stay in that country? So yeah, that's my advice.
Wow, that's well said. So guys, I'll leave a screenshot of Belinda's channel here. You can head over and ask her all your questions for those that want to embark on this journey. I'm also planning a video on the trusted or the top websites to find a host family for those that want to become au pairs, so that you can, you know, check and then create your profile and start your journey. But if you have any questions, head over to Ms. Belinda's channel, subscribe to her channel, pop in your question, and I'm sure she'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much, Belinda, for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.